Hello and welcome to SquishiVision. My name is Haaris and I have never seen Die Hard. I know, but as part of my Masters in Film, it's one of my required watching, so I figured now is as good a time as any. I've seen Die Hard clones and its impact on action is indisputable, so I've kind of absorbed a lot of its cultural significance through other films, but I've never actually seen this film or any of the films in the franchise, so I figured watch it the first time, record my reaction to it, and you can see what someone who has lived 25 years on this planet and hasn't seen Die Hard has to say about it. So, this is Haaris watches Die Hard for the first time. So, this is I watched Die Hard for the first time. It's definitely an 80s action film when we start with the action heroes' names and the credits playing over dialogue at the actual start of the film.
You want to know the secret to surviving air travel? After you get where you're going, take off your shoes and your socks. Then you walk around on the rug barefoot and make fists with your toes.
What?
Fists with your toes. It's okay, I'm a cop. Trust me. I've been doing this for 11 years.
Pre-2001 air travel humor. I mean, fair, he is right. That's the film! It's definitely in the 80s, where you can light a cigarette in an airport and it's completely cool. That's not Alan Rickman.
On behalf of the Chief Executive Officer, Mr.
This is a weird camera move.
We thank you one and all and
I don't like
wish you a
it.
Merry Christmas
It's making
and
me nauseous.
Happy New Year.
Harry, it's Christmas Eve. Families, stockings, chestnuts.
Something distinctive about 80s ADR.
Jenny, it's 5:40. Don't join the party.
Why are the credits playing over like the characters? It's distracting.
Do you think the baby can handle?
McLean residence. Lucy McLean speaking.
Hello, Lucy McLean. This is your mother speaking.
Do Americans actually answer the phone like that?
Sorry, man. I used to drive a cab, and
Why is the sky so red? Is that normal for California?
So you divorced? In other words, you thought she wasn't gonna make it out here, and she'd come crawling on back to you. So why bother to pack, right? Like I said, you're very fat. So you got any Christmas music?
This is a Christmas movie. Yeah, we're not going to get into whether or not it's a Christmas movie or not. It doesn't matter. Not hugely in the grand scheme of things. Anything could be a Christmas movie if you want it to be, and that's fine, I guess. I think whether it's a Christmas movie is more in a state of mind than anything else. The credits are finished! Finally! I can watch the film, not having to squint through big blocky white text.
We live happily ever after, right? You're all right, Argyle. Just remember that when you sign for the tip.
Tip. You can be filing a complaint against that guy. Christmas tree! It's a Christmas movie. Done deal. No more debate to be had.
Cute toy.
Yeah, that's the 80s.
Take a leak.
He's whistling a Christmas tune. It's a Christmas movie.
Today, and a lot of us do the holly. Am I right, JoJo?
Random tense music. There's a Santa. It's a Christmas movie.
Why don't we make it easy? I have a spare bedroom. I mean, it's not huge or anything, but kids would love to have you at the house.
They would.
Am I missing something? Why would she invite him to her party
I would
and
too.
not back to...
Harry.
Okay. I was going to ask. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I missed you.
I get they're strange, but clearly not enough that she invites him to a social event, so why wouldn't you then invite him back to your
I guess you didn't
spare
miss my name, though.
bedroom?
My idea of
I
our
know
marriage should
exactly what your idea of our marriage should be.
So it's a complicated relationship.
Excuse me.
Wow. She did end up better.
Looking for you.
They're the bad guys because the music's tense.
Feeds Worthy on the break, over to AC, to Magic, then back to Worthy, right? Boom! 2 points.
Well, there's the first death in the film. It's a hockey puck. Ooh. Alan Rickman! In what I think is his first film appearance, right? That's really annoying humming. Like, I'd hate to have to work next to that guy. I really want a long coat. Why don't I get to have a long coat? Back in the 80s, when the terrorists of your action film can be mostly white as long as they're foreign. That's why the guy was talking about bare feet.
Son of a bitch.
Because the whole thing in this film is he's walking around barefoot all the time. Christmas song. Therefore it's a Christmas film. Ooh, that's good trigger discipline, Bruce Willis. I always like when my action leads have good trigger discipline. No, never mind. Forget what I said about good trigger discipline.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I am German.
No, I'm telling you. Get on the jet to Tokyo and ask the chairman. I'm telling you, you're just gonna have to kill me.
Okay.
Ooh, that was bloody.
Do it the hard way.
That's a big door. That was a Tron reference, by the way. I've seen Tron. It's not a Christmas movie. You're very loud for someone who's maybe hiding from a whole bunch of criminals. It's bad practice to shoot before you've got a clear target.
You won't hurt me.
Oh, yeah? Why not?
Because you're a policeman. There are rules for policemen.
Yeah.
No comment.
My captain.
Also, why would you not just shoot him? What is your, like, plan here? That's some next level hacking.
That's your ass.
Because it's a Christmas movie.
Two chance.
Because it's a Christmas movie.
Get them back. Knock them back.
Why would they rush forward to look? Is telling terrorists to have your wife's life in the balance really wise? Oh, it was to get information. That's maybe clever? Still risky. I'm having flashbacks to the guy who died in the first Mission Impossible film. At least this guy was wise enough to duck.
See if there's a black and white that can do a drive-by.
I mean, incompetent police are kind of a trope in itself, really, aren't they? Why are you shooting from the hip? That is a fantastic use of bullets. Did you even know if that door was locked? I suppose it's a fire exit, isn't it? Bad trigger discipline. It's how you lose bullets. I feel like this is the only staircase in the entire building. How many times am I gonna walk past that chain? Whee! That is not a plan I would trust. This is more ridiculous than the cliffhanger to Dragonfire. It's a Doctor Who reference. It's good for body strength. Guess it's important for this kind of thing. Ah, an air vent scene. I feel like Die Hard was probably one of the trope codifiers for that, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I've seen this image all over the place before. Oh god, now I feel anxious because of the claustrophobia and the lack of any way to... He's not even, if he gets aimed at, he's not even going to see who's shooting at him because he can't look around. Ugh. Oh, that's even worse. Same.
Oh, the hell with this.
What, you can't hear the gunshots?
Next time you have a chance to kill someone, don't hesitate.
Ow.
Thanks for the advice.
Outside is frightful.
Because it's a Christmas movie.
I thought I told all of you I want radio silence until further...
I'm very sorry, Hans. I didn't get that.
How did you interrupt him?
Maybe you should have put it on the bulletin board.
Radio is typically one way.
And the other man was Haaris. And his bag is missing.
He had the detonator.
Uh-oh.
I say again, if the person who radios for help on this channel can hear me, acknowledge this transmission.
What, are they all on the same channel? Why didn't you hear the terrorists? That's not how radios work, right?
Seized control of the Nakatomi building, sealing off all entrances and exits.
But what about the body that fell out the window? Well, who knows? It's probably some stockbroker got depressed. We're ready for you, Chief. All right,
Wow.
light him up. Let's go. All right.
Because it's a Christmas movie. You can drive through that easy. Probably.
Shut up.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring except the four assholes coming in the rear in standard 2x2 cover formation.
Because it's a Christmas movie.
Don't be impatient. Just wound them.
Why won't you just shoot your way through? It's glass. It's the Batmobile!
Police?
I don't care. Get back! Get the fuck back!
Yeah, why would you even do that? Boy, that's a really slow-moving RV. Where they're coming from? The convenience store. It's taking that long to get down the road.
Hit it again.
Hans, you motherfucker! You made your point. Let him pull back!
Thank you, Mr. Cowboy. I'll take it under advisement. Hit it again.
Can the police not hear this? Why can't the police hear the radio? It's the same channel, right? That's how radios work. They're insecure.
Look, let's be straight, okay? It's obvious you're not some dumb schmuck up here to snatch a few purses, am I right?
You're very perceptive.
I was. I can give them to you.
Ew.
How about you, cowboy? You got any kids back on your ranch?
Yeah. 2.
Man, no, don't give that
I
information.
hope I can see him swinging on a jungle gym with Al Jr. someday.
I mean, yikes. I guess I feel bad for him.
Should be going through the early stages of the Helsinki syndrome.
As in Helsinki, Sweden.
Finland. Basically, it's when the hostages and the terrorists go through a sort of psychological transference.
Sir, yeah, sir. The FBI is here.
Oh, the FBI is here now?
Yes, sir. Right over there.
Hold this.
Want a breath, man?
33. Stockwerk. Kommt. Sofort. Put down the gun. And give me my detonators.
Well, well, well.
What do we have here?
Hans.
Yikes. Ooh. They got that guy's kneecaps. Yikes, you don't need to fire so many rounds.
Schießt im Fenster.
Shoot the glass.
Why would you feel the need to clarify in English if you're both German?
He's still alive. What? Only John can drive somebody that crazy.
Hey, you wanna shout out louder? Ouch. It's a lot of blood. This triumphant music is hilarious.
Merry Christmas.
Because it's a Christmas movie.
I want you to find my wife. Don't ask me how. By then you'll know how. I want you to tell her something. I want you to tell her that. John said that he was sorry. Okay?
Boy, that's a lot of stuff. I hope you wrote it down.
Come home.
Mrs. McLean. Honors to make your acquaintance.
Uh-oh. Ooh, that's brutal. Man, he's lucky at bad shots.
Oh, John, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Why would you not, climb it down rather than bungee jumping? I guess you want to be quick, don't you? Whoa. Is it really that heavy? Pull him down with it?
Holy Christ. Gonna need some more FBI guys, I guess.
Wow, that's an extremely insensitive thing to say. I know we're asshats and incompetent, but wow.
What are you gonna do? Sit here while the building falls down around your ears? Hey, listen to me.
Well, that was a weird thing to say. Because it's a Christmas movie. That was easy.
Happy trails, Hans.
Ow.
So one of the most iconic villain death scenes in the film, or so I'm told.
Well, that's gonna be messy for someone to clean up.
This guy survives purely in anger alone. I'm not entirely sure how you survive being hanged from the neck to the point where you're limp and still walk away from that. Tough neck, I guess. I mean, I don't know, it did seem very beefy, didn't it?
So I guess that's his heroic moment, but like, how did literally none of the other armed police instantly shoot him? Like, Jesus. Slow the trigger, aren't they? Yeah, because the police are just gonna like let him go.
This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be there for New Year's.
It's a Christmas movie.
And since we've no place to go,
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Because it's a Christmas movie. I like how they split the credits between good guys and bad guys. I like how Bruce Willis is a hairstylist. I guess there's not many movies like that anymore. Well, I watched Die Hard for the first time. Okay, you're probably gonna hate me for this, but I didn't really see anything special about the film. I think a big reason for that is because I have, even though I've not seen Die Hard, I've grown up watching films which will have undoubtedly taken their inspiration from Die Hard. I think the one that sticks into my mind the most is Passenger 93, I think the title is, and which is basically Die Hard on a plane. Because Die Hard basically happened when you had those Die Hard clones, which are basically one guy against all of the enemies in a very isolated, trapped place, separate from any kind of support. It became kind of a subgenre of action on its own. I don't know if Die Hard was the first Die Hard film, as in the first film to really use this kind of one man against the enemies in an isolated area formula, but it was definitely one that codified it. And yeah, like, I've watched, a whole variety of films from, children films to things like Passenger 93, and TV shows and TV episodes, which have all taken vast amount of inspiration from this, like the plucky kind of ex-cop guy. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's just another Die Hard clone, except it is the Die Hard. And it's very 80s action, which kind of is very recognizable. Alan Rickman, I guess, yeah, he deserves. This was definitely like a worthy thing to kickstart off Alan Rickman's film career. Plays the villain kind of well, I guess, with a lot of the kind of good film critique. He plays the villain well. I guess they gave some degree of character to the other bad guys, but not much. Is there... what's the name? Mall Cop? I can't remember the name now. The exact full name of the thing. Paul something Mall Cop. That's a Die Hard clone, isn't it? Also, Die Hard being Die Hard and how old and how iconic it is, I kind of already knew the plot before I came and watched the film, so I already knew it was going to happen. I guess some of the twists, if I hadn't known, would have been decent. Not as violent as I thought it'd be. It was originally rated as an 18 in Britain and R in America. So I assumed it'd be far bloody and far more violent. But actually, compared to... I haven't seen many violent films, but compared to what I expected it to be, it was rather tame. Not really that bloody. Most of the blood is kind of after the fact. I guess probably the most violent part of it is when Tagaji gets shot in the head, and everything else is very, very kind of tame. It's not even that particularly visceral. There's not seas of blood. It's not really over the top. The BBFC about 12 years ago kind of re-rated it as 15, which I think is more on the line. It's more similar to the kind of bloods that I've seen in Rush Hour and Indeed Passenger 93. So I'm kind of confused with why it was ever rated an 18. I've read the BBFC report, the original one, and I think they weren't even convinced it should have been an 18 at the time, because they're very much, most of the violence is implied, or kind of, it's more of the brutality of it happening, but not really kind of the actual on-screen gore. It's not sadistic, I think is the word they use, which is what I tend to describe as gratuitous violence. So yeah, really not as violent as I thought it would be. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the humour, I guess what makes a lot of his films special for people, like the humour and pluckiness, and we're so used to at this point that it would have been special at the time, but now for me it's very diluted, so I can't really get into it. But it's enjoyable, I guess. And Bruce Willis, he does a good job. He does a good job at portraying kind of the realism of how exhausted he is throughout. I think that's one of the biggest appeals for a lot of people, is kind of how as a hero he's very fallible, and he kind of very much is hurting and in pain. Partway through he's limping, he's not running around, he's clearly in pain. It's a nice degree of realism, I guess, from the kind of blood loss from cutting his feet, and after that he's very faint, as he would be after losing a lot of blood. But yeah, I guess it's not cheesy enough an 80 film for me to really mock, which I guess is not what I wanted to do, but because I'm so used to the whole formula, it's hard to really get into it. But there's a lot of Christmas in it, so I guess from my opinion on that debate, sure, it's a Christmas film. I've been Haaris, and I've just watched Die Hard. Thanks, guys.